Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the first month of commercial diving school. In this video, I'm going to be going over everything that I've done in commercial diving school in the very first month in chronological order, and then I'm going to be answering some questions about how I feel and how the first month of commercial diving school went for me. So if you enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave any comments or questions for me down below. So beginning with the very first week of commercial diving school, we started with our physicals, and then we got issued all of our dive gear. And then we did our lesson on safety. So that's everything in basic safety, from harnesses to ladder safety, anything like kind of like construction, what you would expect to be kind of safety precautions or measures on a job site. So then we went through a brief history of diving, and then we did a ice cream social. We just basically everybody met up in the cafeteria, and then we had ice cream together and just talked and met people. So then we had our first dive. Our first dive was in the swimming pool, and then we did a veterans pizza social. So it was basically just veterans this time, and it was pizza instead of ice cream. And then we learned how to log our first swimming pool dive in our logbook. And then we started week 2. So in week 2, we did construction math, and then we dove for the second time, but this time it was in the 20-foot dive tower. So after that, we did our PEC safety certification. So it was an all-day course. We got that done and knocked out. And then we did our CPR training and as well as first aid, and we got the certification for that. And then we started our lesson in physics, and then that brings us to week 3. In week 3, we continued with our physics lesson. We did our physics test, and then we started our lesson in physiology, and then we did our third dive, and our third dive was in the river. So our first experience diving in water that is not clear, water that is very, very dirty and not very visible at all. And there was current, so we had our first experience with that. And then that rolls us into week 4. For week 4, we did our physiology tests. We started our lesson in dive medicine. Then we did our dive medicine test. And then we reviewed everything that we learned in our freshman module. And then we took our freshman module assessment, which is everything that we learned as freshmen so far. We took a huge, big test on all that stuff. And then after that, we did our standby diver drills. So we learned how to, and we were trained on how to be a standby diver. So that was our 4th dive total. We did 4 dives total in our freshman module. And then the last thing that we did was we started our lesson on hyperbaric chambers. So just to kind of recap what all the dives were that we've done as freshmen are the swimming pool dive, which was about 8 feet deep. It was our first dive, diving with the commercial diving hat and all the gear on and everything. So our very first dive in a very clear 8-foot swimming pool. Then our second dive we did was down to the bottom of a 20-foot dive tower. And then our third dive was in the river. First dive, diving in brackish, very low visibility water. And then our 4th dive was learning how to be a standby diver. So 4 dives total altogether in our freshman module. So that basically ends the chronological recap of everything we did. So now I'm going to be answering some questions about how the first month of commercial diving school was for me. So first one is, how do I feel about commercial diving school so far? And I honestly feel very happy about how everything's gone so far. I'm extremely proud of myself and everything that I've accomplished. I've done so many things already, and everything I gave it my all. I paid attention. I showed up every day. I took notes. On every test I did very, very, very well, and I just gave everything my all. And even the practical stuff, like CPR and stuff like that, that was hands-on. Like, I just did everything that I could to at my best ability, and I'm just so proud of myself and what I've done so far in school. So I'm very happy. Then I'm excited for everything that we get to do, because there is so much stuff we have to do still before we graduate. It's not even funny. There's just so much more, and I'm so excited to get to do it all. So the next question I have is, how do I feel about diving after the first month of commercial diving school? And I would say I honestly feel like, I know it sounds kind of funny, but I honestly feel kind of like some kind of addiction. And I'll explain what I mean about that. But what I mean is, like, I want to be in the water, like, I came to this commercial diving school to dive. I want to be in the water. When I get out of the water, I'm like, put me back in. I want all the gear on me. I want the hat on. I want to be in the water. Like, I cannot wait to actually put something together underwater. I know there's going to be no visibility, and it's really hard to see what you're doing. That's why at a commercial diver, a lot of times they have to do everything by feel. You'll hear that a lot about commercial diving, but I just can't wait to actually try that. I'm just insanely excited, and I'm just like, my mentality is like, get me in the water, get me in the water. I just want to be in the water. Like, I get out, get me back in. Like, are we diving today? Can we dive today? Like, I just want to be in the water. So that's how I feel about diving so far. I just love it so far. And I say so far because I know a lot of people would probably say, like, oh, you love diving because you just started and everything. Wait till you get to like hard stuff and you have a hard day and like all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, I will get to that probably later, but right now, in the first month, after 1 month of diving, like, I love it so far. So the next question is it everything I expected it to be? So in other words, before I got here, all of my expectations were they met when I actually did my first month? And I would have to say half of it yes, half of it no, because there's always going to be something that you didn't expect when you start to do something. So I mean, I did all the preparation I could. I did all the research that I could, and I found out as many things that I could about commercial diving school and this school as I could. But there's things that you're gonna get to that you're not going to expect. That's one of the reasons why I'm going through this, is because I want to know what things would I expect versus what things are actually going to happen. So, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this YouTube series, is for everybody that's watching, so that you're a little bit more prepared and you know a little bit more about what to expect. Because when I was doing my research, there was nobody making these videos. There's nobody saying this is actually what we did today in commercial diving school. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, to share that with you guys. So the next question I have is, am I enjoying it? And I would say yes. I feel like it's just the right amount of challenge, because I didn't go to commercial diving school for there to be absolutely no challenge. Like, I like challenging myself because it means that you're trying to push yourself to your greatest potential. So for me, I would say that there's not really a challenge, only when the only challenge was so far was like first getting the hat on, and first not being able to hear anything once you get the hat on, and the comms are not perfectly clear either. And then just your first time getting in the water with all the gear and everything, you're just like, what do I do? What do I do? That was, you know, a bit of a challenge, but I loved it. I want to push myself. I love the challenge, and I love that this school has challenged me in that way so far. So another question I have is it more fun or laid back and more stressful? I would say it's not very stressful. I've been through college, and college, taking 5 courses, so full-time college student, is 10 million times more stressful than this. It was just all the time I was so worried about, you know, homework and classwork and like all that stuff and getting it all done and everything. This is like, you're showing up and you're having fun. You're learning something that you actually want to learn. You're doing things you actually want to do. And it hasn't been stressful for me. It just really hasn't. So I just want to let you know that. And I would say, is it more laid back or is it more serious? I would say that a lot of times it is really laid back. Like, everybody's cool, everybody's human, everybody jokes around, everybody, you know, likes to have a good time, everybody likes to cheer each other up. Because you're gonna have days where it's a little boring in the classroom, you know, death by PowerPoint, but there is a lot of seriousness to this, and there is just a point where you're supposed to be serious and a point where you can kind of, you know, relax a little bit and have a little bit of fun. But there is that seriousness side, that you don't want anybody to get hurt, you want everybody to be safe, you want everybody to go home at the end of the day, and you want to have learned something, because you're going to get a job. So you want to not treat everything, you know, like a joke, so that when you get out to the actual job, you don't know anything. So definitely be serious, but everybody's cool, everybody's laid back and chill, and it's just an awesome opportunity to go to this school. So I wanted to tell you guys my favorite thing that has happened. Like, what is my favorite thing that has happened in school so far? And I would just have to say diving. Like, diving is the one thing, you know, it's called commercial diving school, and that is what I'm here to do, and that is what I love about it, and that's my favorite thing. It honestly is. Like I said, I just want to be in the water, and I just love it. So yeah, I mean, that's basically all I have. That's all the questions I have. If you guys have any more questions, anything that I didn't answer or get to in this video, please let me know in the comment section down below. I will put that question in a video and try to answer it to my best abilities. But anyways, that's all I got for this video, you guys. Stay tuned for the next videos. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. As always, you know, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great one. Peace.